absolutely mind-blowing to me that no matter how many horror stories you hear in the news, try to hide the fact I'm not wearing a bra. No matter how many horror stories you hear on the news, okay? No matter how often you hear about bad things happening, parents, people who are parents, still leave their young children alone, okay? And then act surprised when tragedy strikes or disaster strikes, or you know what I mean? And again, I understand I'm not a parent, but to me it's just common sense. It happens to you. Just can't leave your young, very young kids alone. Where's the fucking phone? What the hell? You can't do it. You can't do it. This is the first I've ever heard of this happening, and luckily it did not end tragically, but it could have. It could have. And the thing is, you so often you hear bad things happening, like you cannot leave your young kids alone. You can't take your eyes off them for a second. And yet parents still keep throwing caution to the wind. They don't heed the warning. Check this out. It was on Inside Edition. Unreal. It could have ended tragically. I bet you anything, though, this parent won't learn. Yeah, she took care of this one problem, but she needs to learn she can't take her eyes off her young kids. Okay? And I'm not talking... I'm talking very young, okay? One was a toddler, like 2 or 3, toddler, whatever toddler's age is. And one was a baby, 10 months old. This just proves that anything can happen when you don't watch your kids. The toddler took the cover off of the heating vent. Okay? And his baby brother, 10 months old, fell down in the hole. And the mom, of course, would say, I just left him alone for a second to wash dishes. You can't leave him alone for a second. There's your proof, Mom. No one's ever going to learn, And maybe their parents would say, it's impossible. You can't watch your kids for every... Yeah, well, then we're just going to keep hearing things like this. I don't know. I guess there's always going to be risk, but... I guess she believed the older one, who was 2 or 3, was going to keep an eye on the baby. He took the grate off and the baby fell down in. Now, thank God, the baby didn't fall through a hole and go smashing to cement below. The baby was just stuck. And police, she called 911. But the toddler came into the kitchen, Mama, baby in, baby in. And she's like, what do you mean baby in? But doesn't that prove to you? Proves to me. Shut up. proves to me that just anything can happen. Never in a million years did this mom imagine that would happen, right? But the fact is, something else could happen. There's always something. The baby fell in 8 feet down, but was stuck. And police had to come. They couldn't get the baby out. They had to go through a teeny little crawl space thing on the outside of the house. Some thin police officer. They said a police officer did it. It had to be someone really thin. Of course, that's the same thing when someone goes under here. They can't be huge. They have to be very, very thin. Sorry, but it's true. Not to body shame, but that hole was like so small. And so I guess they got a thin police officer. They said a police officer went through there and got the baby out. And he was okay. The reason he was okay is he was he was all dirty, but because he just went down in and didn't land on like cement below or something, he just was stuck. Someone went in, police officer went down under and pushed him back up. Unreal. I don't know if that woman realized that her thing was there with an open hole like that. But can you imagine how she felt? Knowing her baby had gone down in that hole? Like, how did that even happen? I look at the baby and I'm thinking, I looked at the hole, I'm like, how did it even happen? You wonder if, I'm sorry, but you actually wonder if the brother put the baby in the hole, not knowing any better. Then rather that the baby went in the hole himself, but whatever. Only because I look at the baby, it's a pretty big baby, and the hole seemed kind of small, but he was in there, and he didn't take the grate off. He probably would never know. But so now the woman says she's taking no chances. She's drilling down that thing, so that can't happen again. But if you don't watch your kids, other things can happen, woman. You know. And of course, it's always, I just took my eyes off him for a minute. I was washing dishes. It's all it takes is a minute for tragedy to strike. This ended okay, but all it takes is a minute for tragedy to strike. That's why they always warn we parents, you know, your kids can drown in this much water. Anything can happen. And another thing that was on World News Tonight was ridiculous. It happened, I think, in another country. But a baby had gone out the window, or a little girl, like a very little girl, to whatever, however old. I mean, not like 8 or 9, probably like a little, and whatever. It was a baby, really, 2 years old, 3, whatever, crawling on the ledge that she could have plunged to her death. She got out a window while her mom was taking a shower. Onlookers were watching from below in horror, but what could they have done? Nothing. The baby wound up getting back in the window and didn't go splat, but could have easily ended tragically again. And then we're always hearing about the little kids drowning in pools. I don't know. I guess there's really nothing you can do. Because you still have to live. You know, the mom needed to wash dishes. She probably just thought, oh, the 2 kids are playing, they'll be fine. Nope. Mischief. It could have ended tragically. Something I never heard of happening, but other things have, so, you know. Other ridiculous things. I was up with Omar and I hadn't got text from Selena or Joe, and you know they were both saying call me. I had my phone off. It's been hectic. What's happening now with the TV situation is mirroring the Walmart.com situation, and you know I just think about it. It is. they kept giving me the runaround, and I kept believing them. Okay, when my mom came home and said, "Oh, I talked to the guy," even though the guy didn't get back to me a week. I talked to his wife. She said he's coming with his friend on Sunday. And when my mom said, "Well, why didn't he get back to me?" and she said, "Oh, well, he forgot or something," then suddenly it's like, not only does he not come, but he can't have he doesn't even have the courtesy to communicate directly with my mom about it. That's what gets me. My mom is not an invalid. Churchwoman, like I sarcastically said to my mom, is not your fucking guardian. You know? She's not the one who originally contacted him because she was supposed to. But now that I'm not in her life, she ignores texts even when I say, please get my mom's TV set up on her bureau so I can feel like she's safe, you know. She ignores all texts from me. My mom backed me up on that. She doesn't want to hear from you. I know. We know she's golden now, Mom. She doesn't have to hear anything from me, and she just can treat you like whatever, you know. This TV fiasco just never ends. Never fucking ends. I remember churchwoman already informed my mom that I bought the wrong TV. Yeah, or on your advice, churchwoman, that I get a new TV from my mom, and they're all nowadays better and lighter, and they can be probably put up on the wall, whereas the one now can't, and supposedly, according to churchwoman, it's because she's an expert, right? I just wanted another opinion. That's all. This guy's opinion might not be any more expert than churchwoman, but at least it's a guy's opinion. And when it comes to shit like that, I have no problem being sexist, okay? No problem at all. I don't even... I went to do my mom's smartphone months ago, and then it's asking me all these fucking questions that I don't even know how to answer. I don't know if it's important to answer them. And then there's all the bullshit face recognition and all this crap, and I'm like, you know what? Enough said. And I remember in the beginning, I had forgotten to order the plastic that goes over it, and then I might fuck that up. You know, I am just not. My mind is not geared that way at all. Okay, not at all. It just isn't. It sends me into a tailspin. Okay. Is that good, Pug Dog? That was playing on Music Choice, okay? I was blasting my music that my mom doesn't like. And as I later pointed out to her, you know, you can listen to Christian music that I don't like, okay? I'm busy ladling. Remember, I made my mom, heated up my delicious soup for my mom. I'm ladling it into her bowl. And she's like, can you shut that music off, Mom? And I have to tell her, don't be like that. Don't be so, Mom, please. I am trying to get your dinner together and you're bitching about my music. You can deal with it. You know, you can deal with it until I'm done in here. And then, once I was done, I had to get her dinner and I had to do something else. Whatever that something else was in the kitchen. It doesn't really, it's irrelevant. The whole point is she can tolerate my music. I'm cooking her dinner. You get it? I won't let her behave that way. And then I turned my music off. I did that, you know, as a courtesy. I didn't have to. Oh, I made you dinner. I can have my music on if I want, but you know, I know you don't like it, so I'm not going to force you to listen to it while you're eating. But come on, don't order me. Basically, you know, I'm not your slave. Wait until I've finished serving you. It's nothing like that, you know, to make you feel like you're a friggin', you know. Cross Off was playing. It's probably some songs on Music Choice they might be playing. She could tolerate more than that song, but that's really rare. I don't really like. Of course, I love it. I should actually buy it. So a couple of my local friends were saying, "Why do you buy music? Why are you wasting your money? You can get anything you want on a YouTube MP3 now." You know what I said to them? The truth. Although I listened, and I said, you know, I don't put anyone down. I know everybody steals music now, and of course, the whole argument is that the stars make so much money anyway. These musicians, not to mention the fact that how much of the money really goes to, so you know, so much of it also goes to their handlers, as I sarcastically put it. Um, and you know what I mean by that. And they're like, nobody buys music now. I said, you know what? My ex, back then, and it was, and they're like, oh yeah, Napster. It wasn't Napster. It was this, it was, you know, file sharing sites, and he stole movies, and he taught me how to steal music, and I don't remember the name of it, but I told him, it's like, you know, my abusive ex, I wanted to be as unlike him as possible, so I decided to start buying my music. Oh. And plus back then, with that site, apparently there's no problem with the MP3s that you do from YouTube, but with that site, so many times people wanted to shut that down, so they'd put bad files in, and you'd spend all this time trying to get the file and waiting and whatever, and then it wouldn't work, and that was just pain in the ass and frustrating. And some of them didn't work very good; they were sucky. But apparently, according to my friends, those days are long gone, and you can get a high quality image. There's a ton of sites. I said, I'm surprised they're not being shut down. It transfers YouTube videos into an MP3 that I could put on my MP3 player. Will I wind up doing that? I don't know. I might try it sometime, admittedly, but I'll have to feel like doing it, and then if I can't do it, it'll just be frustrating, you know. And I'd be like, why not just buy it off of Amazon for $1.29? Oh, but they said nobody buys songs anymore. People still do. I'm not the only one buying them off of Amazon, or they wouldn't offer it, and they have people who give reviews. So you know that other people are buying it for whatever reason. Maybe they don't feel right about stealing or illegally downloading music. But I know everybody does it now, and I know why they do it. I get the argument on, you know, but also I've also heard the musicians say, you know, we take the time to write that music, so why should you get it for free? And why shouldn't we get, you know, compensated for it? We should drop songs. I know you hate them. You'd think by now you'd be used to them, but you're not. Every time I put them in your eye, you act like it's the first time I've ever done it. And meanwhile, it's the, well, how many times? The 500th time? Every time I try to put these drops in his eyes, he acts like that I've never done it before. And meanwhile, we all know that I've done it so many times. It's not funny. With his cataracts, and you know, with his corneal ulcers, and repeated, and where'd they go? Where'd the drops go? And you'd think he just would be used to it by now. You'd think he would be. You say, well, he's a dog. Yeah, well, Angel will let you brush your teeth. Angel will let you put anything in her ears, in her eyes, and she doesn't flinch and doesn't care. Didn't care, past tense. He acts every time like you're fucking, come here. One drop's okay. One drop 3 times a day. Let's think how many drops that's added up to. It's added up to a fucking lot, hasn't it? Give me a bug. I better grab him. This morning I had a delivery service. No, you can't have any more food. Because I can't, I don't have a relationship with church women anymore. And we're running out of, remember, I was so stocked up on beans. I mean, I had so many beans, it wasn't funny, because I buy 100 cans at a time, and then I don't have to worry about it. But now, heavy stuff, I had a food delivery thing come here early this morning. Which was okay. I wouldn't do it all the time. You go read reviews, but again, it's depending on where you live, too. Some people have horror stories about food deliveries, services. I had to go to my mom when she was in that apartment. It was my account. I had a few times I had to go to her, and now it's her account. So we got a big discount for first-time customers, which that's not deceiving anybody. It's whoever's credit card and email it's under is the customer. Just because I was the fucking customer, I'm the one who still gets it in my email, okay? So I was the customer and still am, okay? I'm the customer who sent it to my mom's. So to get that huge discount, I had my mom become the customer. It was just so I could get. I got 20 cans of garbanzo beans and organic and I got organic green beans. I got some other stuff, but it was just to get some heavy stuff that would be way too difficult for me to carry. And I clean with vinegar, white vinegar, and I get big gallons of the store brand of that, and that would be too heavy for me to carry, so I had my mom stop and get that, and paper towels and toilet paper, Once in a while, another church woman will be nice and let my mom get, like, toilet paper, paper towel, something like that, or milk, But for the most part, I've been handling it fine. I've been handling it okay, right? Of course, we've also had a very mild winter, and that could end, I hate the winter. I wouldn't have minded being mild for the rest of the winter. But other people want it to be actual winter, snow and cold, and so they feel like they're living in New England and not somewhere else. But my newscaster is Channel 5 News. Harvey Leonard is the top one, and Mike Woncomb, I think. Yeah, Harvey Leonard, I think, is meant to be the top one. But and he's quick to point out that, I don't know if he was the one who pointed it out, but they're quick to point out that just because we're having this mild winter now doesn't mean shit, because we wound up with over 100 inches just a few years ago, and it started off like nothing in all of up until like February, and then we got bam, 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 bam. So. Anyhow, I bet that's the first you guys have heard of that. That's the first I ever heard of something like that, but I'm sure other things similar have happened. The baby went down in the vent hole. The heating vent had a big, under the heating vent that was not nailed down tight, but it is now. The mom made sure to do that. They showed us an inside edition. She's taking no chances. She's drilling it, and they did. And it had, who knew it had a hole big enough underneath? You wonder if she even knew that, Why was that even like that? Oh. But that's why new parents are told to baby-proof their house, and I mean, I see it on TV shows. I do. I see it on TV shows. They're baby-proofing the house for the new baby. Crossed off the days gone by. Rest in peace, Chester Bennington, whose real name I never knew until he passed away. I just knew. Of course, it was one of my favorite bands way back when. I still have MP3s. I still have Linkin Park MP3s, okay, on my MP3 player. Not long ago, last week, I think, I was listening to Bleed It Out. Bleed It Out. Just throw it away. Bleed It Out. Just bleed it out. And crossed off is Chester Bennington combined with someone else that I don't know. It's one of those in-your-face ones. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's the one from Korn. Maybe it is the one from Korn, the lead singer. I don't think so. It's. I don't know, but it's Chester Bennington and with somebody else. A lot of times they'll do FEAT, whatever that means. I don't know what that means, but when they have a combination of somebody, they'll be, this is someone I recognize, and then it'll go feet, FEAT, and then someone else. I sometimes recognize and sometimes don't. Whatever FEAT means, I don't know. Come here. Come here, pug dog. I love Mr. Pug. Put another pug in the jukebox, baby. Did I already say this at the beginning of the video? I don't know. I was going back to bed and, no, I don't think I did. Joe wrote to me that I just read now when I woke up. Too soon, by the way. Now I'm up. Sweet dreams. And I wrote, and I will tell you exactly what I wrote, actually. I wrote, never, quote, sweet dreams, unquote, these days, often, should put far too often, anxiety-laden nightmares. I had a couple of doozies yesterday, I just don't remember them. A couple of bad nightmares, you know. There's anxiety nightmares, it's just a lot of anxiety, and then there's I'm going to be hurt or tortured or killed or any number of things, nightmares, you know, that are worse, obviously. Toodaloo.